Sand, sea, sun, smiles. This is how most people see the beach. Behind every perfect day on the water, there are people making sure it stays that way. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Falcon Anglese. I'm from Barbados. I live in Lower Carlin, St. James, and I've been in the water sports business since 1987.
So how does working on the beach connect you to Barbadian culture?
As a kid growing up in Barbados, this is where we spent most of our time, so we lived like 2 minutes away from the beach. So we were always at the beach, either fishing, racing toy boats, sand skating, surfing, roasting fish, roasting breadfruit. This is a part of our culture, so that we were always at the beach. The beach is everything for us. I grew up in a place called Thunder Bay, or Lower Carlton, and that's where I grew up, 2 minutes across the street. We used to get clamatory fishing rods from the clamatory tree with our little line, and we used to hook the jacks and all that stuff. From school, straight to the beach. You know, and we always get in trouble for going to the beach. It was so bad that we used to even bury our clothing so they wouldn't get wet so we could go to the sea. So then one thing led to another, and then the 80s came along, jet skis. And one of my neighbors had a jet ski and asked me if I want to go ride it. And imagine me at 16 years old, still going to school thinking this is great. This is phenomenal. So that's how I started.
What color that first jet ski was, if you remember?
Yeah, it was red and white.
What experiences do you provide on this beach?
Well, I primarily do jet ski rides. However, that entails a lot of customer service. People come with a lot of questions and they have inquiries about the island. And I'm like a walking encyclopedia. I have a lot of knowledge about what they want or what they're looking for. And I try my utmost to please them because they're my guests and I want to feel comfortable and happy while they're here.
And what's the name of this beach?
This is Holetown. This is where the first settlers landed in 1627.
What are you passionate about, man?
I am passionate about the history of Barbados. It has a very rich culture for over 400 years. This is where they practiced slavery. So this was the blueprint of it. When I take people on tours, I take people on tours and I introduce them to the coastal area and I introduce the historical Barbados. So then that's where my passion comes from. You know, I enjoy showing them the turtles. I enjoy showing them the reefs. It's an absolute pleasure and delight. The jet ski is not just riding around and going crazy, but it's a form of transportation and it gets you from point A to point B and it allows you to see and take in and get a bird's eye view of what's going on, plus a view of what's happening, first-hand experience.
Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned to see what's to come.
Want to get the jet ski out of the water? Yeah. So this is a 2023 or 2024 Yamaha Wave Runner.
What's your dream jet ski?
I would like one running off of solar power. You know, we were like that. We were like that, so we don't have to be going to the gas station. No gas. Anything to save that money. You're crazy around here. We do $16 a gallon of gas here.
How many gallons are right?
Not sure, but it takes about $150 to fill it up.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Hi, my name is Josiah and I'm from St. Peter, Barbados.
What inspired you to work in this business?
The fact that I went and studied tourism for 2 years at A level and I learned about the industry and it sounded like something that I was really interested in, so I just decided to pursue it after I finished school.
And how long have you been doing this?
Close to 4 years.
And what's the hardest part that nobody sees?
The slow period. Obviously you got 6 months of business where it's booming, but then the other 6 months is on and off, you know. And then along with that, you have to deal with the rain sometimes, you know. So it has its ups and downs, but that's definitely one.
What part of Bajan identity do you feel responsible for showing to visitors?
Our dialect. Yeah, our dialect is very diversified, and it also is shown deeply in our culture because certain words that we use ties back into our history. As a result of that, people like to get to know more about our dialect and our slang.
If a younger person wanted to get in your line of work, what is the first piece of advice you would give them?
Stick around those who work in this line and learn from them, you know. I learn from the older folks a lot. They have the knowledge, so I learn from them, you know, and just stick close and learn, and you definitely get us what you want. The foundation of a lot of businesses on the beach are built on older folks, so you always want to gain the respect from the older folks, you know, because they could do so much for you, having lived, you know, for much more years than you, having experience more than you, having known more persons than you, you know, they could open a lot of doors to you. So it's always good to, you know, help out and keep them involved, you know, regardless of the age.
If you're curious about how this all connects, visit mintmonger.org.
And we're here to make sure that you have a good time. And if you don't want to be chauffeur driven, you can actually drive by yourself. We give you some thorough instructions on how to operate the vessel. You know, and the ocean is yours. It's a great way is to have your freedom and your independence. There's no pilot, there's just you and the water. Yeah, well, it was more white than red, but this is more red than white. So it was white and red, this is red and white. We have a whole variety of skis here to accommodate anyone who wants to go riding. Ride in a safe and a happy way and enjoy the environment. All ages, men, women, children, the whole works. Everyone is welcome to come. You can actually take your partner if you have a partner. You can take him with you or her with you, whoever you have. We are here to please.
So a lot of people come from other countries to Barbados, and of course they want to experience the jet skis at the beach, right? But apart from that, right, what parts of Bajan identity do you feel responsible for showing to visitors and that you must protect at all times?
Well, that's a very in-depth question because I find that the environment has changed tremendously, you know, as a result of global warming, because you used to be able to walk from Lower Carlton all the way to Bridgetown. Nowadays, you really can't do that because of the erosion. You know, the sand has gone. It's just changed tremendously. A lot of things that we could do back in the 70s and 80s, we can't do today. The beach is pretty much gone. Like, for example, this structure over here wasn't here. This is a modern structure. So this used to be all sand. You could have walked it. The government has done their best to try to curb the erosion that is taking place at the beach and the loss of beaches. But these beaches used to be vast and very, very, very white and beautiful. Nowadays, they're a fraction of what they used to be. You know, so I really don't know what else to say. But we are here trying to do our best to keep food on the table and keep our families happy. You know, that's what we're here. But we at the same time, there's not much that we can do about the environment because this is way bigger than us. And I really applaud the Prime Minister for trying to see if we can get these oil companies to start pitching in and helping us out. But we really need all the help that we can get. We really do. A long journey starts with one step. I think that we are pretty much heading in the right direction. But, you know, we will need more influences from elsewhere to help us sort this issue out. This problem here is global. It's a big problem. It's bigger than us. We're not the only ones who are being impacted by it. I'm not sure what we can do, but, you know, we're trying our best to make sure that we are environmentally friendly. You know, we make sure that the plastics don't get in the water so it doesn't impact on the turtles and all that stuff. But, you know, you can only do what you can, but, you know, the solution to this is bigger than this one individual.
The sea is warmer, the storms are stronger, the patterns are different. The water remembers what we forget. And how has climate change affected the conditions that you depend on?
At times of the year, you know, there are definitely certain weeks or certain months that the sea comes in really high, you know, and I think it's becoming more of an occurrence.
5 years from now, hopefully we will have jet skis that run off water. and therefore I wouldn't have the astronomical gas bills that I'm faced with on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, so yeah, maybe we can have a solar powered jet ski. I'm gonna throw that out
That
there.
would be wild.
That would be great. That would be great, you know?
That jet ski can run forever.
Now let's see if we can put that into production.
Nature paints pictures of infinite beauty. But paintings don't last forever if no one takes care of the canvas. Paradise is priceless, but without care, it becomes fragile. The future depends on what we protect today. Paradise needs more guardians. If we treat the sea like a partner and not just a product, it can keep giving. Now, let's talk to someone who's been listening to the water longer than most. Let's talk to the fisherman.